Now, for something a little bit lighter, before we go into the break, I wanted to play a little game called the Keynesian Beauty Contest. To participate, I ask you to pick an integer number between 0 and 100 that you believe is closest to 2/3 of the average pick. The winner of the Keynesian Beauty Contest is the one that picks this number closest to 2/3 of the average. While you think about the number you want to pick, also an administrative note. To demonstrate the influence of rules, Meadows asks you to imagine a world in which students grade their teachers. In our case, this is not very difficult, but it does serve as a reminder for me to ask you to fill out the course evaluation survey. The Keynesian Beauty Contest illustrates the concept of K-level reasoning, or depth of reasoning. If you believe others will simply randomly pick a number, then you would be best off by picking 33. However, it is likely that more people have figured this out, so possibly 22 will be closer to the winning pick, etc. If all participants are fully rational, everyone would answer either 0 or 1, and you would pick 0 only if you believe that at least a quarter of the players will do so. Still, going for 0 or 1 is also a very risky strategy in case you expect not all players to be fully rational. I will keep you in suspense about the winner until the end of this lecture. In the first half of this lecture, we have already talked a bit about peace. I see peace as symbolic for more attractive alternatives. Peas embody the hope that some of them will bloom and give fruits for the next generation. And fun fact, in Dutch, members of the legume family are called vlinderbloemigen, or the butterfly flower family. Now let us talk a bit about love during the second half of this lecture. We have already touched on infinity during discounting and limits to monetary valuation of nature. And in spirit of a Netflix documentary on infinity, I wanted to share my first professional encounter with infinity. It concerned the principal-agent model, where a principal is usually exemplified by an entrepreneur or manager, and the principal employs 2 agents or workers. Together with my PhD advisor, Robert Deur, we explored how monetary incentives would influence social interaction amongst conditionally altruistic or reciprocal agents in a game theoretical model. We modeled an agent I, whose utility depends on the utility of agent J if J has given attention to I, and vice versa. J's utility depends on I's utility, provided that I also has given attention to J. We soon discovered that we needed to put restrictions on the social relations between these agents. That is, since I cares about J, but J also about I, then I also cares that J cares about him, etc. This meant that changes to I's utility are amplified by some sort of social multiplier effect. Would the agents care more about each other's well-being than their own? Utilities go to infinity. While such scenarios may not be very informative to describe social relations in the workplace, I always thought that this may be a decent description of the bliss one can experience when mutually in love. When extending the model to mutual care circles between N agents, one needs to become even more restrictive to keep the social multiplier bounded.